All right, so we're asked to, as we read this at the bottom, it says use a paragraph proof to prove it. All a paragraph proof is taking our statements and our reasons and creating complete sentences with them. And so we use words like therefore, or given that, or by the definition of, as we write a paragraph proof. So things that I know, or things that could be helpful, is you could write a 2-column proof and then turn it into a paragraph proof, if that would help you. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to jump right into the paragraph proof. On your homework, you're basically just going to be filling in like statements and reasons in your paragraph proof. But I want you to understand how paragraph proof is put together. All right, so we always start with our given, so that's what we're going to start with in our paragraph proof. So, given that line A intersects lines B and C, oops, my D went away, and C, that line B is parallel to line C, and that the measure of angle 2 is 130 degrees. Oops, I missed my equals there. That was my bad. Equals 130 degrees. So that's all given to us. So I am trying to prove that the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 8. So I'm going to kind of look at this and say, okay, well, what are things that I need? What are things that I know? Well, I know that vertical angles, so those are the angles right across from each other, are congruent. So I know that by vertical angles, the measure of angle 2 is congruent, or is equal, because I put measure, is equal to the measure of angle 4. So I know that much. Then the measure of angle 4 is equal, so here's where I am now. I've gone from 2 to 4, and I know that 4 is an alternate interior angle with angle 6. So then the measure of angle 4 is equal to the measure of angle 6 by alternate interior angles theorem. And then again, by vertical angles, measure of angle 6 is equal to the measure of angle 8. Therefore, because right now I've just showed that 6, we went from 2 to 4 and 4 to 6 and 6 to 8, okay? But right now I have not gotten that the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 8. And this is how I'm going to get there. So therefore, by the transitive property, and transitive property just means that like I just said, we went from 2 is equal to 4, 4 is equal to 6, 6 is equal to 8. Because these middle ones are equal, then 2 is therefore equal to 8. So therefore, by the transitive property, the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 8. All right, so that, again, we could use a 2-column proof to kind of organize our ideas, but it's just taking our statement and pairing it with our reason and creating a sentence. And then all of a sudden we have a paragraph proof. Now, there were multiple ways we could have gone about this paragraph proof. I could have said that 2 was congruent or equal to 4 by vertical angles, and that 4 was equal to 8 by corresponding angles. We could have done 2 is equal to 6 by corresponding angles, and then 6 is equal to 8 by vertical angles. I kind of wanted you to see the different ways that we could write the sentences, which is why I took the longer route. But that is a paragraph proof, and oops. And in the next one, we're just going to review some properties so that you have an understanding of those properties, and talk about postulates and definitions just so that you have that little bit of a reminder. So I'll see you there.